All right, so greetings wherever you are. This is a popular request. Somebody wants me to explain how to be able to do a lollipop plot or a chart. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that pretty soon, in just a few minutes. Okay, so let me share my screen. I think, yeah, that is the issue here. Yeah, so my screen is being shared momentarily. So I'm just pulling up my R Studio for the purpose of time. So this is how um, the, the lollipop plot looks like. So I just created some few, dummies here. So as you can see, we have students and I have the height. So I just decided to look at what it is. So let's get back to R and see how this plot is being generated. So I think, so for lollipop charts, the most important thing is that it's used to compare categorical data. And now you can read more about it. You can just Google lollipop charts and then you have much more information as to how it works. Now, before you can visualize the lollipop charts, you need to have these packages. The ggplot2, you should have dplyr because we are going to reorder the data. And we must have this particular, this heartbeat teams or heartbeat teams. Okay, we must also have that one. It allows us to be able to give all these different colors which we are having here, and the teams that you can look at, you can see around here. So first of all, I don't have any data around, so I decided to create my own data. So I just decided to create the first students here, and so I call each person student 1, student 2, student 3, and so I decided to create their height by using this in meters. So this is their height in meters. So I'm using absolute values of R norm. I'm using the R, the normal distribution package to be able to create that. So I'm creating just 15 of them, and I'm multiplying each of them by 2. So that's what I've done there. And so I need to have another column because I'm actually dealing with, you see, lollipop plot is actually used to be able to compare two categorical data, like I just mentioned. So I created one, and instead of creating another set of, so what I just did is what the student height 2. So I'm looking at the student height 1 plus 1 plus the R norm that we have here with that one with the standard deviation of 1. So we just created it that way, so to have that. And so after that, I need to make sure that the data is kept in a data frame format. It takes data frame for you to do. So I created a data frame out of it, using this as my first column. My second column is here, and of course my third column is also over there. So, and that is it. So I have my data frame. So if I print my data frame right now, you can see, and pull this up a little, you can see my data frame is all around here. And so that is it. I have my student here, student 1 all the way to 15, and then I have their first height, their second height, then in that order. So you can see the first height, I was trying to, I used the normal distribution. The second one, I decided to use equation to be able to get that one, just to make sure that it's not, it's fairly distributed. And now, so if I have it in the form of a data frame, there's something we call reordering. Even if you don't reorder, you can actually plot your lollipop, but it will be difficult for you to interpret because it's going to leave it just haphazardly like that. So to reorder it, we need the dplyr function, package, or what is it? We need the mutate function and the dplyr. So you need to activate the dplyr, or what is it, package. And so that's why I was saying that before you can do that, you need to have these 3 packages, the dplyr, which is here, the ggplot2. So what do we do? I created another variable called the data frame reorder. So we use the data frame here, and then we mutate row wise. This is a function, row wise, means we are looking at the rows. So we are going to do the reordering based on the rows. So, and then from the rows, we pipe out a mutate, and then we created a new variable here called my mean. And so we are looking at, so we create 2 means, and that's why I'm using the vector function, the mean of the first student, the first column here, as you can see here. And then we look at the mean of the second one here. And then we also pipe that mean out, and then we arrange it So we're looking at averages now, and then we arrange it. So the arrange is going to give us the ordering. And so when we arrange it, and then we also mutate, we pick that one out there, and then to also come and create what the student one as a factor. And then that is it. So when we do that, we have our reordered here, and you can print the reorder now. You can see how it looks like. So that one is a little bit different. See that we are no longer having from student 1 all the way to 15. We now start with student 4 in that order. It has been reordered. And that's what is it we did there. So now if we have our reordered one, we can now come to our ggplot, and then we visualize how our lollipop is going to look like. And so let me clear all this. Maybe I'm just trying to delete the ones I have already done. Of course, this one, the coordinate flips and all those things there. So if I come here, so what you normally do is we are using the geom segment, and then the geom segment together with the geom point. And so with the geom segment, what we normally do is the geom segment allows you to be able to indicate your x, the aesthetics. You have your x variable, which is equal to the to student. So that's going to be our x-axis. And then we also have something called x end, and then we also indicate the same thing. So the y part is going to take the first student height, and then the y end is going to take the student height too. And then the color we're going to give it blue. Maybe I could change it to something like red or something, or like yellow. Yeah, all right. In any, then plus that we add another the geometry. And so in this point we're using geom point, and then we also specify where we want our x-axis and then the y-axis, and then what kind of color. So this is where we actually decided to have this library loaded. Here we'll have it loaded. If not, we won't be able to use this function we have here, the color, which is the color grip 0.20. If you change the figures here, you're going to have the colors in a much more different way. And then the size is 5. I just made it at 5. You can actually make it, let's say, like 3 or something like that. So you could make here like 4 and something like that. And then that is it. So we are going to have the geo point for the first student height, and you have the geo point for the second student height. So you know we are having the first student, and then the student column 1 and the student column 2, then in that order. So you're going to have to geo point. So because you want the lollipop to have the two sides of it, you know, there will be a pop at the end, the bottom, and a pop at the top, and that's why I decided to have the geo point 2. If not, if I leave one, I'll only have the pops at only one end, and then I won't have it at the other end, and then that is it. So we have here plus team. Under the team, I decided to just use this. If you come here, if you do team underscore, I could have team classics, I could have any of the teams. So I decided to use that particular team. That I use this one. So if I use team gray, any of them that could work. And then I have a team legend position, I just said none. Then my x level, which is the students, and then my y level, which is the height. So that is all. And then if I run that, that generates this particular plot for me. And then that is how you are able to visualize your lollipop. So you can see the student, when you see that it ordered is now in a particular order. And then as you can see, if you want the interpretation, you just have a Google, but it's actually used to compare two categorical data. And so the magnitude of the data is indicated by the length that you see from here up to this point, and then from here up to this point. So you have student 7, which is having one height in one of the columns and the second height in the other column. So you can actually compare that. Then this is the bottom part, the one I was talking about, then in that order. So this is how we are able to visualize lollipop, or we are able to plot a lollipop chart. Yeah, thank you. I hope you've learned something. So to my very good friend who actually asked me the question, this is how to be able to do it. I'm going to, you can check, you can just you follow it through, get to this point, wherever point you get to, you just pause and then look at how to be able to put your data. It must first of all be in a data frame format, and you have to reorder the data frame using the dplyr, the mutate function and dplyr package. Follow the same syntax and make sure you reorder it, everything. If you are having here If you are having more than 4 columns that you wanted to compare your lollipop, haven't done that before. So here you would have been having like the mean would have been 4. Then in that order, please. It's always a very simple thing. This my mean here, I just created it. You could call it any name. The same my mean here is also here. So you pipe it out of this, and then you also pipe it from there to this, and then in that order. So the reordering is always what is the best. And then when you come here, you just decide on whether you want the joe point to be at only one part, like I have here. If I put it through again, so I decided to do 2 joe point because I wanted to have at the end and I wanted to have it at the bottom here. If I wanted it to be just one part, like I'll just leave. I will not have this second line here. I will not have the second line around here. Like I will not have it over there. So that is how it is. You could change this figure and see how it's going to look like. And then this is how we are able to plot our lollipop charts. Thank you. All right, so I hope you got it quite clear. It's not much of it's not difficult at all. All right, so bye-bye. I'll see you.